Hey buddy, welcome to today's Snax. Today we're going to go through a really nice short sequence that's going to make your hips and your spine feel oh so fine. Didn't do that on purpose, I promise. Join me if you will to waste no time in coming down to all fours, and we're going to go through this quadruped spinal wave, cat-cow. All right, what I want us to do, knees and hands stacked nicely under the hips and shoulders. I want you to completely tuck your tailbone and your chin so we're in this completely flexed position. Now from here, imagining you're moving one chunk of your spine at a time, one vertebrae that is. I want you to start working from the small of the back, starting to extend. Okay, so starting to do the opposite of the position they're in. Don't overthink things too much. It's very easy to feel like you're completely detached from your body, but just thinking about working your way up through the upper back, eventually starting to extend the upper back until you come into the neck. And from there, we're going to do the same in reverse, starting from the lower back. All right, starting to flex everything and just going through these nice continual waves here. Getting some much needed movement to the spine. That's number 2, full sequence. I'm just going to do one more rep here, both ways. Now from here, I'm going to come back into just this neutral position, and we're going to do something of a reverse hyperextension. It might look like a bit of a kick back. Basically, what I'm looking to do is take the spine through flexion and extension, primarily that lower back, and adding a little bit of load with the leg. So check it out, sorry. So I'm going to be like in this tucked position, my head towards my knee, and then I'm going to gently lift the chest as I extend. So I'm extending my back on purpose, and then coming back to this central position. Kicking out the leg, extending, squeezing the butt cheek, getting nice and tall in the chest. Now I want you to do this gently, but the intention here is to get lots of movement and blood flow to the spine. All right, so I hope you're working with me. I don't want to make you sweat too much, but we are going to do 20 reps per side. I believe that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, really nice way of getting warm, getting that lower back, feeling nice and juicy. We need to drive movement and blood to these areas to keep them feeling happy and healthy. Let's do the other side. Shush, Jasper. Meant to be bite size. All right, knee towards chin, and then extending the opposite way under control. We're not flinging anything anywhere. (16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Lovely. And we're now going to pop ourselves down onto our bums. And we're going to have our legs in this sort of bear sit position, kind of 90 degrees there. And we're going to work through just these 90-90 hip rotations. All right. The further you lean back on the hands, the more accommodating this is. So if it feels easy, sit taller. Vice versa the other way. What I want you to think about doing as we do this, pulling your knees as far apart as they can be at any one given time. Until you then bring it down. And I'm going to turn my chest over this side that the knee is pointing towards the floor on. And then I begin the rotation. Okay, looking over that front one, then turning towards this one, feeling that big stretch on the inside of the hip there. So many ways you can do these and play with different explorations and movements. We just want to get a nice flow going. Get the hips feeling a little better than they were a few minutes ago. Good, I'm going to do one more each direction. And now I'm going to be looking over this right side. Quick readjustment. And we're going to do this Piriformis Push Up. Piriformis, this deep tissue inside the hip there, keeping the chest tall over the knee. You can have your hands, fingers down, but stay tall in the chest as I lower myself down, and should feel an increase in stretch towards the back of that butt cheek. And then driving this lower leg into the ground to bring myself up. Don't just use your hands. Try to keep active in the hip. So press that down is going to build strength in the hip, not just going for this passive stretch. We're being nice and active here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry if you can't get your chest to your leg. Just simply do whatever you need to find an appropriate stretch there. Great. 10. We're now going to hit 10 on the other side. Let's do a nice elegant transfer again. This is going to be our last piece for today's little snacks. All right. Center yourself. Get tall in the chest, extending and lowering. Two to go over here. And that's going to do it for today's snacks. I hope you're glad you joined me. I sure am. I'm feeling better already. And I will see you next time for another bite-sized movement.